And I would like to learn more about your experience of gender in the workplace. Can you please describe where you work in as much detail as possible?
So I currently work at Denver Health Hospital. It's one of the most centralized urban hospitals in Colorado, and my role there is a flight trauma nurse. So I mostly work the emergency department, the ED, but then I do flyouts for Trauma 1, like vehicular traumas or gunshots or stabbings is what I mostly focus on because that's where my specialty lies. And I am the only girl like in my team right now, so definitely.
Yeah, definitely a male-dominated.
Definitely a male-dominated thing. My main role is, one, to keep everybody calm and focused on what they're doing. My other main role is, like I said, planning for the unplannable.
Can you tell me about a time that your own gender or the gender of a coworker was an issue?
So I face the dilemma of being a young female within the medical profession. I started getting into it very early because I graduated high school before I was 16, took my first responder stuff before 18, did the EMT paramedic, and it's always been a struggle between being taken seriously, not just for my age but for my gender, because I'm 5'1", I'm bubbly, I'm nice, I'm optimistic, and sometimes that comes off as a weakness, or it comes off of people think it's adorable, which is not something that is helpful in my field.
Right. So do you feel that because of those reasons you just listed that you've had to fight harder or differently for opportunities in your career or continuing career than other male applicants?
Definitely. One of the biggest obstacles I'm facing right now is whenever I go to medical conferences, which are extremely important when you're trying to break into the medical field. My male colleagues are already taken more seriously than I am. So if I get a business card, it's not just a business card. It's sometimes like, hey, I'm not interested in you as a medical professional, I'm interested in you as a potential date. Or it's men who have been in this industry for 35 plus years. And they will say things like, oh, it's cute that you want to become a doctor. Or I hear a lot, you strike me more as the type of girl that would marry a doctor, not become one. You should just be a nurse. And that's really frustrating because my male peers, if they are a nurse and they're pursuing becoming a doctor, they're slapped on the back and congratulated and said, wow, you're such a hard worker. And when I say that, they say that's really cute. I just had something that happened the other night where I had to release a case to a male nurse because of the harassment I was getting from this patient who was intoxicated. Those are things that they blame it on, well, I'm under the influence, but he just was harassing so much. And even though here I am saving his life because something major had happened to him, he was trying to grab my person inappropriately. And I had to release the case because I couldn't. Not because I couldn't overcome that, but because I couldn't do my job because of how frustrated and how he felt he had the right to do whatever he wanted in that moment. And at one point when I was like, you're being inappropriate, you have to stop. He was like, well, basically I'm paying you to do a job for me. And I was like, I'm saving your life, which I honestly was. I was finishing up a pneumothorax, which is a collapsed lung, and if I hadn't been able to remove the tube in time, he would have went into cardiac arrest. And here he is still dying and trying to grab my ass.
So according to Time magazine, even though half of all medical school graduates are now women, male doctors can expect to earn an average of $20,000 a year more than their female counterparts. Why do you think there is that discrepancy?
I think there's still this stigma around gendered roles and what those look like in the workplace, and it's threatening to the old way of thinking to pay equal pay. And I know I've said it before, but I'll say it again, that good old boy club, they're trying to hold on as much as possible. And I see it all the time. I see two hires, one female, one male, come in and they'll offer the male $10,000 more than the female, right off the bat.
Regardless
for no reason.
Of experience?
Regardless. He'll probably have less experience. He probably went to a school that wasn't as accredited as her. He probably wasn't involved in too many, extracurriculars as she was, and he'll still get offered more. And then